What's up guys, MMAGAME here bringing you another video, and this video is going to be talking about the huge patch that was released by EA Sports UFC. As you guys know, the other day, a couple days ago, they released a huge patch. If you did not know that, I will leave the link to my previous video sort of explaining the patch itself. But this video is actually going to be more of my first impressions of the patch and how I'm liking it. So guys, basically I want to go over, first off, I want to start off by saying that all the fighters that were released in the patch are great. Takeo Mizugaki is really good. He's got crazy power. TJ Dillashaw is just an all-around beast in the game. Also, Tyrone Woodley is very good as well. A lot of people are saying he's slow. It's actually, it's just, you sort of have to play him a little bit different. You can't throw as much volume as you could with other fighters. He's really good to use, and he has huge power, knockout power. So those are the fighters. The fighters are great. Next, I'll move on to the different animations and stuff that they added. This stuff right here is just absolutely great. The sprawl animation to sprawl. I've been getting some beautiful submissions. Just to let you guys know, they changed the takedown animation to where when you defend a power takedown, it actually puts you into the sprawl position. And a lot of times people shoot in on you when they have low stamina. So right from that sprawl, you can just get a nice quick submission, and it's just like the events that lead into that submission. That's the really quick sprawl submission is just completely game changing, and it's a very awesome feature, and it adds a level of punishment to people who just continuously spam takedowns. So I'm really glad about the sprawl. Next up is the finish the fight feature that they added. This is just great. I mean, the fact that they're able to change the game in that level is just amazing, and that gives me high hopes for this game in the future. And for anyone who doesn't know, the finish the fight feature is actually when you knock someone out, you can actually jump on them now and basically finish the fight, just like it sounds. You can punch them in the face after they're already knocked out. So who is not a fan of that, honestly? I don't think anyone is not a fan of the finish the fight feature. But next up is one of my favorite things that they have added in this patch, and this is in regards to the online play. It is another belt color, which is red, above black belt. And the reason why I'm such a fan of this, and I said in the previous video that this was actually a pretty big deal that they were doing this, is that I can honestly tell you guys right now, before with the black belt, it really was like extremely hard to actually go down a belt, and it was pretty easy to get a lot of wins on a lot of fighters who weren't as skilled, but that is not the case at red belt. Yes, you can beat people and stuff like that, but as far as actually getting the belt at the end of the season, it's actually a lot more difficult, at least for me, because I never even paid attention to the whole ranking system with the different belts and how many points and fights you get until now with the ranking system, because there's so many fights that either go to decision or you just end up losing because the competition's a lot stiffer, and with the new patch, I'm not fully used to it. So basically, this red belt system has kind of gotten me to actually look at the way the ranking system works, and I can tell you right now, it's insane, and it's a lot harder to get the championship belt at the end of the season. It's a lot harder than black belt, which is really good, which means it is not going to be as easy to rank up, and it's going to actually slowly start to adjust the leaderboards for actually true skill. Over time, the leaderboards over enough time will actually reflect true skill in this game. So that is pretty cool. It might take a while, for certain guys to sort of equal out, but the leaderboards will be a pretty good determiner of skill on the game with this red belt division. Because at the end of the day, if you can't beat a majority of other red belts and obtain the title, you're not really going to get any kind of real points on the leaderboard. So it is actually a very big thing for ranked, and I am super glad to see them add that. And finally, we will get into the big part of what they have changed, and that is the stamina and damage. And guys, basically this completely changes the way the game's played. It feels way different. You have to totally pick your shots more. I'm gonna go in depth in another video about more of how this works, because I am still learning it. But for the most part, guys, stamina is just even bigger of an it's bigger of a deal even now, especially in the striking. When you hold block, your stamina does not recharge. That means a lot of people are going to be caught with just their guard down, which basically means they're going to be getting absolutely blasted, which is actually really cool. It's a big change, but I am getting used to it, and I think it's a change for the better. Once you guys get used to it, I'm sure that you will start to love it and understand it. But you know what? This thing with the stamina has made this game even more competitive than before. It's actually made the skill gap even bigger yet again, with, as you can see, because they've actually visually made the skill gap bigger with the red belt as well and stamina. So this game, there's a big skill gap, very big skill gap. This stamina, all it means is you're just gonna have to try to relearn some stuff, and it's not that big of a deal. I have been getting caught quite a bit, but the more I play, the more I understand the way it works, and basically you just have to be a lot more careful. You can't throw as recklessly as before, and I'll be the first to admit that I was pretty reckless. My style before this patch was extremely reckless. I would bum rush people with huge flurries. I threw with reckless abandon. It's just taken a while for me to sort of not do that anymore, but I've toned it back, and the beautiful thing is if and when you do catch someone with low stamina, man, you can really unload, and it just feels absolutely great. And that's the one thing I really want to let people know is the main overall feel of this patch. It has made the game so much more rewarding. When you get a win, when you get a knockout, when you get a sub in the red belt or any belt really, it feels like you did a lot more. And it feels, I don't know why, I don't exactly know why, but it makes this game feel so much more rewarding, and it just makes this game that much better than it already was. And it's just an amazing game, amazing patch. Thank you, EA. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. I will be doing a more in-depth video on the stamina and damage in the coming days. But let me know in the comments what you think of the patch, what they maybe should add, change, fighters, stuff like that they should put in the game. Also, follow me over on Twitch TV and Twitter. Till next time, this has been MMAGAME. Peace.
Wins by knockout. A huge kick for the knockout victory. As always, we check out our fight replay. Let's take another look at the huge kick that caused the end of this fight. And you can see right here, as soon as it lands, this fight is over. Here we see it again, right